live in Jordan, and I'll be talking to you today about Sitecore Horizon. So, a quick overview about me. I'm the Business Development Manager at Apple Stick. I am working with Sitecore for the past 7 years. Before joining Sitecore, I worked as industrial automation engineer in the United Arab Emirates, and I am the co-host for Sitecore Arabia podcast. Today, we will be talking about Sitecore Horizon. We will be looking a little bit deeper on this product, its capabilities, features, and limitations. We will be talking a little bit also about its technical details and installation steps. So, what is Sitecore Horizon? Sitecore Horizon is the next generation editor and Sitecore experience platform. It's a lightweight editor that let us do whatever we want in an easily and efficiently way. Sitecore Horizon consists of three main areas: the editing area, the simulator, and the insight. The editing area, where we can create and manage pages and content. The pages combines the editing and design capabilities, while the content is an editing tool that lets you work with content independent of the presentation. So you can focus on editing the content while you are on the content view. We will see that in the demo. The simulator, where you can preview the pages and simulate the customer experience. You can also choose whatever device you want to see your website and how your website will look like on that device. You can choose to view your device on mobile, on desktop, on iPad. You can rotate your device if you are using a phone or iPad or, sorry, a tablet. And the third part is the insight view, which supports the experience management with contextual content insights. In the insight view, similar to the simulator view, you can view an analytics related to the whole website. You can view analytics related to the desktop view or to the tablet or phone view. Let's talk about the editing experience in Horizon. As we mentioned before, Horizon consists of page field editor, where you can edit the field from a page item in a dedicated field editor. The content editor tree that lists all the content items in the current site. And the field editor in Horizon supports the rich text, the single line text, the multi-line text, the image, the file, the general link, and much more other. For the unsupported, for any unsupported field, Horizon will display them as raw values. So let's have a technical view about Horizon. Let me just hide this screen quickly. Yeah. So let's talk about the technicality of Horizon. Horizon is an Angular app. That's why it's so fast and so light. It's using Node.js for back-end rendering. It runs inside the authoring host, and it uses the identity server for server API for authentication. So if you have a user on Sitecore, you will use the same user to be authenticated in Sitecore Horizon, and it uses it's the same site cookies and custom domains. And in order to use Horizon, you must enable the HTTPS on your CM site level. More technical about Horizon, it uses a GraphQL to communicate with the backend, and it's not using Telerik anymore for rich text editor. It's using Quill.js. And with Horizon, we can use the DAM connectors to connecting Horizon with DAM for managing and inserting images. You can also edit content that is not on the page, not on the same page in Horizon. So what's the benefits or what's the good things about Horizon? Horizon is slick and modern and fast. It's for sure faster than the experience editor. It supports drag and drop. And you can view the analytical in the same context. Horizon also support autosave with redo and undo capability. The simulator mode allows you to easily change how the web page looks on different devices, and it's backward compatible with the experience editor renderings. As any of new products, it has some limitations. One of its limitations that lack of documentation. It's not easy to find documentation for Horizon on the internet. It's not supporting personalization and testing so far. And it has a limited support for SXA and JSS. It's, it has also a limited support for browsers like IE and Safari, and it's not supporting publishing service yet. Um, as many of Sitecore products, on each versions, you will find that Sitecore is improving the product while it's releasing new versions. So on Sitecore 10.1, you will see that, and you will notice that SXA is more supported than the previous versions. Let's have a quick look how to install Horizon on our machines. First thing, you need to make sure that you have the WebSockets enabled from the Windows features. You need to go to application development features and make sure the WebSocket protocol is enabled on your machine. After that, you need to download and install the .NET hosting runtime, the hosting bundle. You need to install it and download it. And you also can always refer to this installation guide for steps to install. You need to have the CEF installed. First thing, you need to register using the PowerShell. You need to register Sitecore repository. It should be one line, of course. And then you need to install CEF, Sitecore Install Framework. After that, you can go to Sitecore site and you can download Horizon. In our case, we are downloading on-premise version. You need after that to extract Sitecore Horizon to a folder, and you need to edit this install horizon.ps1. What you need to edit here is you need to add an instance name that will be used on in the installation. You need to provide your Horizon app URL, and you need to provide your CM instance name. You also need to provide the identity server name, pool name, and the physical path for the identity server. You need to provide a physical path for the license folder. And if you are going to enable the content hub, you need to make this attribute true, but in our case, we are not enabling content hub. You also need to select your topology. In our case, it's XP. After updating this configuration, you need to run that, you need to navigate to that folder, of course, the Sitecore Horizon 1, where you installed and updated that folder. For me, I always prefer to remove spaces from the name just to avoid any unexpected behavior or results. You need to navigate to that folder and you need to run the file that we just updated, the install Horizon, and that's it. Once you run this and it runs successfully, you will find that Horizon is in your dashboard and inside the content editing group. So if there is no questions so far, we can move to the demo. Let's move to the demo. So as we mentioned on Sitecore Horizon, this is the new view of Sitecore 10.1, and you will notice a big difference between Horizon on Sitecore 10 and Sitecore 10.1, since on Sitecore 10.1, Sitecore introduced a lot of new features and enhancements to the Horizon. Inside the content editing section, you will be able to view the Horizon uh, icon. Clicking on that, it will open the Horizon for us. And as we mentioned, Horizon is very lightweight view. It consists of a global toolbar and local toolbar. The global toolbar, where you can choose to work on the pages, to edit the design for the pages, or I mean the presentation for the page, and add component to the page and view how this component will appear. Or you can work on the content part independently in isolation mode. So when clicking on the page, you will see its fields, and you can edit on focus mode the fields. This is the global bar, where you can also choose global toolbar, where you can also choose the site that you want to edit, and you can change your language if you want, with search capability. On the lower part, you will see the working area, where it consists of the content tree and the site tree, the working area on the middle, and the information area on the right, where it will display the information for the selected page or item or component. So if we are on home page, you will see that this is information about home page. You can see all the information in one place: the item name, the template path, the created by, the created, the item path, and the item ID, which is one of the most important information. You will also be able to view its current workflow. So on this right pane, you will be able to view the most important information that you need while you are creating or authoring any page. Clicking on any area in the page, it will display the information about the area that you just clicked. For example, uh, this is our placeholder. It's called header. This is one of the items. It's a content. It's called content item, and this is the data source information for that item. One of the new features of Sitecore, that Sitecore just added the publish children capability. Before, it was only a button. So when you publish the item, you will be able to publish the item itself, but currently you can publish the item with all its sub items. Now let's see how we can work on Horizon. On the local toolbar, you can, first thing, you can view you can change your view, either to select a desktop, a tablet, or a phone. So this is how our page is. We are authoring our page on site at desktop now. We can choose tablet, and we can also choose phone easily. We can navigate through pages. So this is our site tree. This is home. This is page one. Inside page one, there is another page, and there is another item. Inside page two, we have an inner page, and we can also add either a new item on the same level, or we can just create a page. When we click create a page, it will show us the possibilities from the insert options, while to create a redirect or a page. So I'm choosing a page. For example, we can call it SAG India. Inside this page, let's go back to our desktop view, and you can see it's fast, it's light, and it's helpful. You can switch between views. You can simply click on any placeholder. And if you want to add anything to this placeholder, it's as easy as going to the component tab and choose your component. One of the enhancements that I believe it will be helpful here, to add something like a search. But of course, we can use the browser search to search for a component. For example, if I want to add, let's say a flip, I can just search for it and it will appear here. But it would be nice if we have it from within Sitecore. So to add any component to the page, we just need to drag and drop that component. Once we do that, it will display this pop-up to ask us to choose a data source. One of the new enhancements on Sitecore 10.1, on the Horizon 10.1, is that now we can create a data source if it's not there. We can either choose one, we can choose this flip, or we can easily come here and create a new one. This feature was not there on Horizon 10. So instead of creating a new one, I'm just going to choose this one. And it's there. Clicking on any field will make it editable for us, so we can edit this field as we go. As you can see, it's so fast and it's support auto saving. So currently, whatever I'm doing, it's saved already. So let's say F2, F4, flip 1. If I refresh the page, it's flip 1 already. It's already saved. And as you can see, it's so fast, so light. Now, let's say that we want to add another component. Let's say that we want to add a map on the right of this one. It's as simple as choosing this flip. And from here, we can either choose to edit its content items, or we can change the data source. If we don't want to edit from in here, we can simply edit the content item and it will navigate us to that data source directly. So we can choose flip one and we can edit in here if we prefer that. But let's go back and let's navigate back to our SAG India page. And let's see what else we have. So currently this is on a draft workflow state. We can from here choose what to do with that. We can submit. This is the only available action for us from draft to submit. So we can add a comment here, submit, it is ready. Once we submit, we will see that the workflow state for this one is awaiting for approval for this component and for this page. It's awaiting for approval. One more thing that we can do for this, we can, for any of you guys who worked with S6A, you know that we have set of attributes for the look and feel, for the sizing, for the styling in S6A. You can see all of them are here. This is also newly introduced on Sitecore 10.1. So you can click on grid layout. You can choose that I want this one to take only 4 of 12 of this page, and then I need to add an image. I need to add a map. Let's search for a map. Here's the map. So I can add it. I can't add because this one is awaiting for approval. So let me reject it. And let's go back to add. Let's go back to add again to add the map. Okay, I can add the map. Sorry, it seems I could have added the map before even rejecting that. I can add the map similar to the S6A, and this will be also for any type of projects, either it's S6A or non-S6A. Once you drag and drop the item, it will ask you where to place it, on the main next to this, or on the main before of this, or we can just place it on the header since there's nothing on the header, or we can place it on the footer, but we are going to place it on the main next to this one. And as we mentioned, we can create a data source here. We can create a map folder called maps, and inside this maps, we can create a new item called map, and we can call it SAG India map. It's there. Playing a little bit with the styling, we can simply make the grid layout for this equal to 8. And as you can see, while we are doing the changes without needing to save or refresh or preview, we can view whatever the changes directly on the page. So this is almost everything about the content editing, and I believe we covered everything for creating a page or editing that. One thing I wanted to mention here, that you can also use the pages, as we mentioned, to make editing on the present for the page and the content and the presentation, or we can click on content in here. That will take us to the isolation content view mode, where we can focus on editing content only. And one nice thing is that we are preserving our context. We are in context. We still select, we still on the Sag India page. We don't have to go back and navigate to our page. It's here. So we can edit the content that are not appearing on the page, like the body CSS class. It's not something presentable on the page. It's it's a field that we need it for something else. For example, we read this field to display this page correctly on some browsers, or we need this field like an SEO fields. It's not presentable on the pages view, so you can't see it here, but you still can edit it from here. And you can edit whatever you want. As you can see, this is how we can upload image. We can click on here to upload image. We can browse the library to choose an image. This one, for example. We can add alternate text, and it's auto saving whatever we are doing. We can also as you can see, we can click on edit content to open even the rich text in more focused view for rich text fields. We can click edit content to open it on HTML editor or visual editor, and we can do whatever edits we want. Now, this is all about the page and content view. So mainly the main difference between pages and content. Content, you can edit all the fields inside the item without seeing its presentation. And page, you can edit the presentable items with presentation view, with UI view. Now let's move to the preview part of the page, the simulator. Once you click on the simulator, it will automatically show you the page and how the page will look like on the desktop view from a preview point of view. You can choose to view your page on tablet. You can rotate the tablet and see how your page is behaving. You can go to phone view, and same as that, you can rotate the phone and see how your pages are behaving. If you are happy, then you can go back and close this one to go back to your page if you are happy, or if you want to do any changes. If you are not interested on any of these left or right pane, for example, we are editing a page and on the desktop view, and we are not interested, we are not going to change our location in the tree anytime soon. We can just click on this and it will give us more space to work on our page. You can also click here to hide left and right panes. Let's move to the page insights. So page insights, similar to Sitecore Analytics, it's a Sitecore Analytics by end of day, but what you can see here, that you can see your page insights for this particular page. While you are on the page, you can just select to visit. You can see how many visits this page had from a particular time. For example, in our case, we have home, and on April 21st, I visited the home once, so you can see that this is a visit, and this comes from a desktop view. Uh, if you click on the tablet, you will see that this page hasn't been visited from any tablet. So this is statistics related to the tablets, and this is statistics related to the phone. So you can see which device is visiting your page most. And if you want a combination of all visits, you can select this icon, and it will show you the analytics for all the devices. Of course, on the bottom of the page, you can see more information about the conversion rate by date, the time on page by date, how many seconds that your visitors are staying on this page, the bouncing rate, and improvement of the performance. You can also choose to view the improvement on performance or bouncing rate on chart in here. Um, Going to the metadata, it will show you the page, and it's similar to the content view for that page. So this is another way to navigate to the content view to the page by clicking on this icon. That's pretty much it. Hopefully this session was helpful. Any question?
If you have any questions, you can add it to the chat window. Otherwise, you can reach out to us on Twitter. Uh, you can send message directly to Sugin Twitter handle, or you can reach out to Nabil as well.
Yeah, please reach out to me for any question related to this or to any other thing on Sitecore. I'll be happy to help.
Yeah. So thank you, Nabil. That was a very informative session, and the good explanation with the demo. And thank you all for participating. Keep joining us, and we will keep. I think there is one question. Can we
Can we
add
add,
custom? Yeah,
uh, you mean, 1 minute, you mean on here?
I can unmute. Ask who has added. Raghu. Yeah, I can ask Raghu to unmute himself.
Do you mean here?
Hello. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hi.
In the editor.
Yeah, actually, do you mean adding a new modules to here, to this part,
So these are
to
the
this section?
default editors, right, Nabil?
These are the default S6A
Yeah.
components, but whatever insert options you have, whatever placeholder, settings you have, you can see it here. So if you have a custom module, for example, you created a carousel, for example, you will be able to view it here. Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes, Nabil. That was my answer. So if I'm adding a custom module, so no need to configure any extra thing, right? So it will come
No.
indirectly in the editor.
No. Similar to whatever working on Sitecore, whatever is working on here on Experience Editor,
Mm-hmm,
same
yeah.
will work on
Same.
Horizon.
Okay, okay. And as you said, you that Horizon editor from the beginning of the installation, right? So suppose if I'm using any 9.1.1, even for that, can I able to install the Horizon editor, or it's not
I
available for
think
that person?
I think Horizon is available since Sitecore 9.3 onward.
9.3. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's a big difference between all versions and 10.1. Sitecore Horizon
Yeah.
10.1, it has a lot of features, a lot of enhancements.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, Nabil, that was great actually. No.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Nabil, and thank you all for participating. We will meet soon.
Stay safe. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.